So there's a few things I want to show you in this video. The first thing is basically how to set up big caps correctly. It's going to be a very, very raw video. It's me learning about this account straight away. It's actually someone who was in my school group and they wanted me to set up big caps. So you're going to come along on the ride with me. I'm going to show you this because I've been running ads for 9 years. I've done millions of dollars in testing. I'm just working this out, and it's going to save you a lot of time, effort, and money, but just showing you everything that you need to know, basically. You might have heard the term big caps. If not, you can kind of go through why it's important along this way. Be sure to look at the full video. I'm going to show you my exact thought process. I'm going to show you the roadmap I use. I've got Miro boards of my exact steps. So I'll share this in the comments too if you want to go alongside it. So, as I said before, completely fresh account. I basically given creatives the two campaigns that we're going to set up are for jar sealers and for a knife that the client is selling. So yeah, I'm going to firstly go into this. So what we need to do is we need to create a new campaign. So we're going to go here. We're going to do a sales campaign. I'm going to click continue. Just as a heads up, sorry about the volume and the audio. I'm in a bit of a makeshift office today, so apologies if it's a little bit annoying, but we go on. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Advantage Shopping Campaign. No, sorry, that's not right. We're going to go to Manual Sales Campaign because we're going to do big caps today. Second thing, what I want to do is I want to have a very concise naming convention. So really important to have it very, very organized. I have a naming template. This might be good for you as well. So we're going to fill this in and it's going to come out with a campaign name at the end. So it's for Facebook. It's only really important if you're doing multiple channels. I'm going to do AOS, which is my previous agency name, All Out Social. We're actually Nurturely now. Just like to do it for habit. So 2024, the 6th month of the year. Funnel stage is top of funnel. Sorry, I used to do US. Just going to work out where we're targeting to. Such a fresh account, so you're learning with me. So it is United States, which are very common. We're going to do broad for now, and we're going to do big caps. Purchase, and we're going to make it a CBO campaign. So if I drag this down, it's going to make it a lot more organized. Organization is key with media buying. You don't want just very sporadic naming conventions because you don't really know what you're doing and it's hard to kind of learn from the data. So I'm going to do this with the ad set as well. USA, purchase, broad, 18 to 65, M and F. We'll do a buyer's exclusion as well, which means basically we're excluding people that have purchased. They're not going to look at these ads. It's not Advantage Plus. So good. So that's the first thing. The organization's out the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the historical cost per acquisition. So the clients told me a little bit about the performance. I'm just going to make some better naming conventions. I thought I already did this, but we go on. I'm just going to get some top level metrics that make me understand the data a little bit more. I'm going to start from fresh. This is good for you if you're wanting to make decisions in your ad account as well. So spend, amount spent, CPM, CTR link click-through rate, bounce rate's not on because it's in a different ad account. So we're going to do link clicks, do ROAS, purchases, total and the cost. I'm going to remove all this so it's just giving me the above one. Add to cart. Going to put add to cart below this. It's everything that I can see on a glance of like what's going on basically. So cost per purchase is one of the most important. I need to know the CPA of what we're getting and what the account is basically. So that's for now. Can have a lot more, but just for this purpose, this is what I want basically. So the account-wide CPA is $47. Yep, I've done what I didn't want to do. I want to get rid of I just want the total ROAS and I want this down here. Again, it's not smooth, it's very raw, this video. Rather be imperfect than just worrying about all the little imperfections. So we're probably going to be aiming for around about $30 cost per target CPA. Again, the client has told me anything above 2 ROAS is fine. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. We've got $30 cost per acquisition is our target. So we're not going to use a catalog. We're going to do campaign set budget, CBO, $30. Sorry, no, that's wrong. So $30. We're going to go basically one CBO campaign for each offer. Each ad set is a test. So we're going to do a lot of creative testing today. All ads lead to the same offer. So we're going to start our budget at our 10x our CPA goal. So as we calculated before is $30. So we're going to do that at 300. So this isn't going to spend if it's not profitable. So don't worry about it being super inflated. It's not going to spend that if it can't get profitable ads, basically. So that's the second thing we're going to do. So here's what I wanted before. So we're going to go to the active pixel. Yep, sorry, here it is. So we're going to go a campaign bid strategy. So this is traditional as highest volume or value. I'm going to go right down to big cap. And this means that we're wanting to only spend if Facebook can see profitability. So if we're basically telling Facebook, if you can't find a sale below $30, I don't want you to spend any of this. This 300 is not going anywhere if you can't get me a profitable level of spend. So this does two things. It leverages the downside badness of ad spending regardless. If this is on a traditional ad and we did 300, it's going to spend 300 even if we get no sales or if we get a few sales and they're not profitable. So this is why I love big caps. I've moved on to it. As I said before, I've done millions in testing, 9 years of going through this all. And it's something that I've moved to. You might have seen my Twitter, you might have seen previous videos. I position myself very much as big cap, and it's really good for scaling and minimizing risk. So have a look at some of my other videos as well on why I choose this. But for now, we're just going to go to the setup. So big cap, $300. We're going to now do website. Website and shop could be another video, but for now, for simplicity, we're only going to do website. Facebook shop's really good for US based, but you have to set that up, and anyone in Europe, I don't think it's released or it's not doing that well. You can probably tell I'm not that proficient in giving a definitive answer on this. So big control, this is what we were saying before. So $30, this is the bid. Meta will aim to get the most purchases without bidding more than $30. I like to think of this as like an eBay auction. You might have looked at a pair of trainers and you thought, right, I am not going above $50 for this. Don't bid anymore. We're doing that with Facebook. So this is a very, very dependent on the life cycle, basically. How much of a, sorry, I actually haven't got it in this, but so I'll just explain this. How much of a buyer's cycle and how long does it take for your audience to make a decision? So the consideration phase is very much based on the attribution you're going to click. So yeah, we're going to first go to, this is very contextual. So this is for knives and jar sealers. So essentially what it is that the click-through is going to be very, very small. It's a very, very quick buy decision. It's impulsive. I don't like to do one. I like to do no view through, and I like to do 1 day click for type impulsive purchases. So Face is basically telling us it's going to target people that make quick decisions. For example, if you're trying to sell like a jacuzzi, and they're going to go and look at loads of different blog posts, they're going to look at brochures, it's going to be like speaking to their husband or wife. You're not really going to think of someone impulsively buying that. So that would be more 7 days. View through is a little bit the attribution I don't like. I just think it's hard to grasp, and it gives you unrealistic ROAS figures. So that's the first thing. So as I said before, we're trying to test out creatives here. I'm not going to go too in depth in the audience yet. For one, because I haven't done the analysis on the ad account. This is going to be another test after the creatives, but I like to test out a broad ad set for the first aspect, because Facebook's really, really good at picking up high intent audiences without a lot of controls or a lot of detailed targeting or lookalikes or whatever. So it's not like we're shooting at the hip here, and it's good because it just gives it quite a fair test, a blank canvas almost. I'm going to do automatic placements as well. You want to just show high controls. There could be a reason that you wanted to have the minimum age up, but for this product, it's basically not a problem. So that's the ad set level done. So I basically loaded all of the creatives that my client has given me. So I've just done it. We've got 8 images for the knife product, 14 for the video, 4 for the jar sealer image, and 12 for the video. So I'm just going to do one campaign, because the second campaign is exactly the same. It's just different products, and I respect your time. So we're going to basically do a little bit of a deep dive of the maximum of this account. I want to find out what is working. I want to see the best ROAS. So for the knife sharpener, it's 2.29. I'm going to look at the copy that has worked. So I'm going to look at the best ROAS. With this account, we don't have the luxury of like massive winning ads. client is quite new, so it's going to be like an imperfect analysis because, for one, like the testing conventions haven't been set up, so we're isolating variables, which means I can't confidently say this was the reason that people bought. However, we don't have a lot more data. So this is the problem with perfections. I'm going to give you a little bit of a theoretical standpoint on this. I like to use a theme called string theory. So with this, we don't have that dialed in level yet. I don't know we have a massive bank of winning copy, winning creators, winning headlines. We're almost at this spot where there's a lot of variables that are inconclusive. We don't know the perfect ad copy, but the best thing that I can do is I can use ad copy that is proven to work, even at a small level. So you can see here, 8 purchases gives it a good, well, a decent size sample amount. So we spent $131. It's not statistically significant yet. However, it's the next best thing. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to create the copy. And I'm going to use these basically because I know it's got a few purchases and it's better than me kind of subjectively thinking this is going to be right. I need to use the data and do it basically. So that's the first thing. We're going to use that copy. We're going to use that headline. I'm going to go back into the ad account. I'm not using catalog. We're going to input the primary text. Nope, that's the headline. I'm going to go off that just for simplicity. You might be thinking this isn't good enough copy, but the beauty of how we're doing it is it's only going to spend if it's deemed profitable. So it's pretty much a free way of seeing if it's something works. So we've got the primary text, the headline. I'm going to do shop now. I'm also going to add UTM parameters. Sorry, this you're going to go look into a little bit of my internal background, but I have UTM parameters so we can kind of have better tracking. So I pinned it up in one of my media buyers channels. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to put it here. So I'm just going to get the link of the knife sharpener. Sharpener, they've got a UTM parameter linked here. So I'm going to use that. Shop now. Website URL. So the first ad's nearly good to go. We just need to input the media. So I'm going to do all the images straight away. I've noted that I've already loaded 8 images in this morning. So with Big Cap, you can run as many different images and videos at once because, as I keep saying, it's only going to spend if it's profitable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. All these images that, no, sorry, that's not perfect. So the knife sharpener. So I'm only going to start from here. At a first glance, I think the creatives need to be a little bit more improved, but for simplicity, I'm going to use them. I think it's another conversation where I create some creatives, but this video is just to basically show you how to set up big caps. It's less about the creative. It's more about you seeing the setup. So that's the first ad. You can name the ads. I'm gonna go 1001 I'm actually not going to do the ad naming conventions for now. So that's the first ad. I'm just going to delete this image. Same headline, same copy, same everything except the creative. So that's the second one. Third one. And the beauty of Big Cap as well is like you might be I'm thinking in my head, maybe some of these won't work, but I've seen some of the most unlikely creatives that works super well, and it actually amazes me. So like what Meta thinks is going to work is totally different to what I think is going to work, and that's the beauty of it, because you don't have your confirmation bias, you don't have your preconception of ads working or not. So I basically have around about 4 or 5 different ads per ad set. I'm going to add this in. I'm going to show you this as well on the video. I'm going to tag it in the YouTube description. I'm going to do max 5 ads per ad set. You can see where we're at here. We've done the campaign. We've created the first ad set, and we're creating the first few ads. And this is the first test. It's for the first campaign, first offer. So we've done our fourth one. Just going to do one more on this ad set. See more. Yeah, I can't use that one. That's very raw. It's got like the numbers on it basically. So that's the second bit. I'm going to duplicate this because we're doing a maximum of 5 ad sets. Wondering about the last one. I didn't delete it, I don't think. Maybe we've got a duplicate, I can't see. I can't find it now. I've definitely got a duplicate. Anyway, I'm going to go back to that. So I'm going to do the dimensions and things like that differently because some of them might not come up on aspect, but for simplicity, I'm going to just keep going. I'm going to just create the videos now. So the client gave me 14 videos. So I'm just going to go through, and there's the first video. So I'm just going to put 13 on now. Try and do it quickly. Add video. So we started here, KSFB video. Second one down. Flip it off. Here's the second one. The third one. The fourth one. Two, three, four, five. going to duplicate the creative again. Sorry, the ad set again. On to the 6th. Going to go down here. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very drop shipping. So it has its own complexities, but basically the premise is still there with the setting up big caps. So I'm going to change video to the 7th. Eight. Computer's slow for some reason. It's going to go do 10 for you guys. Nearly finishing off. That's how you basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Might have done some duplicates, but oh well. It's not going to spend if it's not. So that is it. We're going to summarize what we've done. We've done the campaign, which is for the nice. So we're going to change that as to offer. We've done one CBA campaign for each offer, one ad set for each test. So for this, we're doing a creative test. We're running multiple different videos and images. We're doing a maximum of 5 ads per ad set, all ads leading to the same offer. As I said before, we got the same headline, the same copy, the same link, everything the same except the video and the images. And as I said before, we've done 5 ads, so I could even just create more. So you might be thinking, what next? I'm going to basically upload these. This is good to publish. I'm going to publish there, that's much easier. So you might be thinking, what next? I'm going to do a lot more videos on decision making and things like that. But the aim of the game is, with BidCap, is we're wanting to spend that full budget. So you might remember we put this on for $300. We're only telling Facebook to spend under $30 so the aim of the game now is to get as much spend as possible. It's a little bit counterproductive to what we're used to. We're used to trying to get as many sales, but it's to try and get the full spend at the budget, the full daily budget at the target CPA or lower. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to do some more videos on decision making. If you like what you see, I'm happy to do this for your brand. We do audits, we do setups and things like that. So I'll send a link to the school group. Just give me a direct message. I can set this up for you. I'm going to be creating more videos on the decision making and how to make good decisions afterwards. So if you like what you see, we've got tons more videos on big caps and everything for Facebook ads. And yeah, give me a DM or comment if you're needing any help. Thank you.